Hello, Commanders fans! Today we have some hot news that you can't miss, so get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. The Commanders' top 2 trade targets to round out their 2025 roster. The Washington Commanders need something more, and here are their top 2 trade targets to round out their 2025 roster. The Washington Commanders can't do anything about the schedule, but their quarterback could improve this season. And here are the Commanders' top 2 trade targets to round out their 2025 roster. Washington did a lot of good things for its roster in the NFL draft. If they land second-round pick Trey at cornerback, their secondary will be significantly improved, and sixth-round pick Kane Medrano could surprise at linebacker. But even if the Commanders get good production from these guys, there's still a big need. Commanders are expected to trade Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson. We're gearing up to see if the Commanders believe they can win the Super Bowl in 2025. They need to bolster one area of their defense, and Hendrickson would do that in a heartbeat, according to Draft Network's Justin Mello. The Washington Commanders have been incredibly aggressive this offseason, acquiring veteran offensive talent via trade, such as Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel, Mello wrote. The goal is to maximize the championship window, while starting quarterback Jaden Daniels remains on his affordable rookie contract. Hendrickson would seriously improve their pass-rushing unit. The Commanders lost Dante Fowler to free agency and haven't replaced him with anyone of note. Coach Dan Quinn may have one final roster upgrade in mind. Hendrickson would completely transform Quinn's defensive line. The Commanders are expected to have the 6th highest salary cap next offseason, so they could afford to re-sign Hendrickson. Given that Hendrickson has said he will not play on his current contract, the opportunity awaits the Commanders, according to ESPN.com. We try to keep it as personal as possible, but at some point in that process, it becomes personal, Hendrickson said. To be sent 30 days before mandatory camp, or however many days it is, and if I don't show up, I'm going to be fined, it alludes to the fact that something isn't going to get done in that time frame. Trey Hendrickson open to leaving. Bengals Hendrickson, 30, said the Bengals aren't approaching the situation the right way. And when there's a lack of communication in any relationship, whether it's professional or personal, the lack of communication leads to animosity, and that leaves my narrative just for me, without a clear direction, Hendrickson said. There are unprovoked shark attacks, and there are provoked shark attacks. That relationship will heal over time, Hendrickson said. And the same goes for this. That's just the uncomfortable business side that we've unfortunately had to deal with over the last couple of years. And frankly, I think we're all exhausted. Washington has enough offensive pieces to give opponents room to worry. If the defense could come close to matching the offense's capabilities, the Commanders would be a strong Super Bowl contender. Tyreek Hill should be an option. If the Commanders don't shell out the trade capital to sign Hendrickson, they better plan on outplaying their opponents. And that means their offense needs another explosive element. Hill would provide exactly what the Commanders need and what opposing defenses don't want to see. Hill's willingness to be traded may depend on which way the wind is blowing on any given day, according to FoxSports.com. But the Commanders need to make a move if they can't sign Hendrickson. The speedy receiver made it clear he wanted out of Miami after the season, Ralph Vacchiano wrote. Then he backtracked. But if you follow the social media cues, it certainly seems like he's still looking for a trade. He's 31 now, which is alarming for a receiver, and he's coming off a steep decline year for him. Of course, his 81 catches for 959 yards were still very good, if not elite. He's due about $27.7 million in salary and bonuses this season, so any trade may have to include a renegotiation. But if he wants it bad enough, The Dolphins could make it happen. The Commanders are solid at wide receiver, with Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Noah Brown, and Michael Gallup. But adding a third element like Hill to McLaurin and Samuel could put Washington over the top. Terry McLaurin aims for big things for Commanders. McLaurin is certainly excited about the 2025 season, according to Wusay9 via Sports Illustrated. The way I've seen Jayden grow so much over the last year, honestly, we all knew what kind of competitor he was when he got here. He's an extremely smart player and very charismatic, McLaurin said. But you have to see his competitiveness out there on Sundays and the way he's once again been able to improve week after week and be his best. There were a lot of Sundays where he was our best player. You know what I mean. And the way he can extend plays with his legs, with his arm, and he can make all the passes. Commanders urged to make another wide receiver trade. The Washington Commanders offseason made one thing clear. Now is the time to compete for a championship. That timetable has moved faster than expected. But the first year of the Jayden Daniels era has shown they have a group capable of competing in the present. Washington will only have Daniels on a rookie contract, so there is urgency to capitalize on the financial flexibility. And these past few months of the offseason have shown the Commanders are putting that strategy into action. They have been aggressive in trading for Deebo Samuel, a strong number 2 receiver, and Laramie Tunsil, a key addition to the line. But Washington wants the infrastructure around its quarterback to be as strong as possible. Given the wide receiver group, they have a strong duo and solid options for a third. That may not stop them from exploring the trade market again. Anthony Palacios of Last Word on Sports has the Commanders pegged as a potential option for Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman. Meanwhile, the Commanders are also rebuilding, though they have been in a good position since making it to the NFC Championship game last year. Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel are the 2 blocking wide receivers in Jayden Daniels' offense, but the number 3 spot is still up for grabs despite the addition of Michael Gallup and the return of Noah Brown. While Luke McCaffrey could be a standout, the Commanders shouldn't be counted out for the 2025 season and the addition of Bateman. The Dallas Cowboys had interest in Bateman as the number 2 pick before trading for George Pickens. If Washington acquires him, his prospects as the number 3 in Washington will be quite intriguing. Noah Brown and Luke McCaffrey are names to watch before training camp begins, both more than capable of filling that role. One could argue that another trade would be a stretch for the Commanders, but Bateman scored 756 touchdowns and 9 touchdowns last season. While Brown and McCaffrey have good prospects to contribute, Bateman has proven he can produce in an elite offense. If the goal is to invest in playmakers, Bateman certainly fits that bill.